Good morning, traders. It's Friday, May the 9th. The market open here, sharing my screen with our pre-market winners. So these are all charts that were up in the pre-market. And out of all of these OUSTs holding up, AMPL struggling a little bit, and BDTR is moving and holding up as well. So we're going to keep an eye on these for a continued follow through. If they get through the first 5-minute high, we're going to get alerted on those and we're going to look to take those trades. Uh, this is the pre-market scan. And if we quickly look over in terms of what our other setups are, so these are this is the ADX scanner. As you can see here, we've got CERT, a stock that's gone from 10 all the way to 15, pulled back, and it looks like it wants to get higher today. I'm going to put an alarm over yesterday's high right over here. Once it gets through that in big volume, we'll get alerted. SEDG, same thing. It's already broken out. Yesterday came out with good earnings the day before, and it's pushed up higher. So if it can continue higher today, this will be something we want to look at buying on a pullback. We do have some resistance here, which is why I've got an alarm at 1990. MLYS. Okay, same thing. It needs to get through that 1582 level. If it does, this thing could push up higher now. We've got earnings coming out on the 12th next Monday, so we're going to hold off on that. Mass pushed up yesterday, and it looks like it wants to go higher, but we've got some earnings coming out, so we're going to wait. Anything that has earnings coming out soon, we like to just hold off on buying those. Let's look at HTF. These are the high tight flag setups. Yellow is looking good. If we can get through this level here, it should run up. TNXP. Oh, this is looking really good. Look how tight it's getting. So if TNXP gets through this area, which is interesting right now, we should move up. However, you have earnings coming out Monday. So it could go either way when earnings coming out. CRVO, same thing, earnings coming out Wednesday. So it's a little risky here. As you can, if you look at the historical, when earnings come out, how does the stock behave? Over here, it went up and then continued higher. Sometimes earnings can cause the stock to drop substantially, so we're going to be a little careful not to gamble and speculate and buy stocks before earnings coming out. I remember back, I guess, 1999 when I was new at trading, I had bought a stock and I bought a lot of it. And the next morning came out bad numbers. I didn't know anything about numbers or earnings. I was just buying stocks and I was down $5,000. And that was around, I think it was back in 2000. It was like the end of June, 2000. And the reason I know that was one of my child's birthday. And that day, everybody's all excited. And here I was, lost $5,000. Okay, so these are the high tide flag setups. This one we're going to ignore because this looks like an acquisition target. When a stock goes sideways, that's consistent price. There's nothing there. So we've got a nice setup here. If she can get through here, and it'll continue to go higher. So those are we've gone through the HTF setups. Now let's have a look at the VCP. So these are volatility contraction pattern. Oh, look at APH. This is looking interesting too. If it rips through here, it could go higher. So we'll put an alert out here on this one. And let's get that out there. This one's looking good too. So if this one gets through here, it should go higher. So we've got some really good setups. Again, FARO, I'm not interested. It's too tight. Looks like an acquisition target. HWM, whoa, this is interesting too. So we've got some interesting alerts here. BRT, get through this level here. We're going to go up. ERS looking good as well. So we've got some interesting stocks here in the VCP pattern setup. I'm going to put some alerts on these and let's get alerted. All right, lastly, we have the relative strength. These are stocks that are showing relative strength. When the market was going down, these were not going down as hard, or they're going up when the market was going down. So as you can see here, this was yesterday. Good numbers came out. JMIA is going, and this could continue higher. So we might be looking at buying JMIA. So I'm going to put a buy on JMIA, and let's see if we can get into that trade. JMIA, see Bittree still going today, still holding up. FSLY, these are all moving up. These are all triggered the day before, and they're continuing to move up. So let's add the one I just saw. Screen JMIA. So we're gonna add JMIA to this. Yes, $3 stock. All right, so let's look at how would we trade this. Well, we moved out of this range here on the 4-hour. We popped up and we have some support here. We're sitting here. So if we can get down to this 3 level and hold the 3, I would be a buyer in that range. Now, earnings has already come out, so it's already worked in. This happened yesterday, and the market seems to have liked these negative earnings, and we might be heading back up to this 420 area. That's why I've got an alarm there. My initial alarm was here. I think this showed up back in February to continue higher, but it didn't. Bad earnings came out, market reacted negatively, and we went down. Let's give this a couple of hours more because this earnings information here took a while to get digested. Well, it was immediate. It just tanked right there at the pre-market and then just continued lower. So today at the pre-market, we did go down and then we've been going up since the market opened. So this might be wanting to go higher. As we can see in past, when it does break out a key level, it just rips up. So right here, this is a resistance. It pushed up and then ripped up. So if we have a similar pattern erupting here, we could easily get up to $4. So let's be cautiously optimistic on this one. I'm gonna put a buy order here above that previous high. That was a 4 a.m. high. I think it's gonna go now. Let's look at the 5 minute. Yeah, it looks like it wants to get over the 5 minute high here. But JMIA is looking interesting. We're gonna put a buy order right here, right above that level. Let's see if it can go up and pull back a little. Now here it doesn't really go back. It just continues higher. Well, let's have a quick peek at the market before we put that order in. Okay, markets are moving higher. We're pushing higher here at the open. What's the trend saying? Trend's tracking down, so we're getting a little bullish. So we should be looking at buying some of these alerts. So I'm going to put a buy alert on JMIA. Let's see, right above this level here. Mm-mm. 100. Stop loss. Take profit. This range. So I'm going to stop the recording now. I want to thank you for joining us at parttimetrader.net.